Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Tom from Gaming Entertainers, and WWDC 2010 just ended, so I have my notes here, and I'll be covering everything that was said at the event. So sorry if I do look down, it's because it just ended, so I can't really memorize everything. So the main focus of the event was the iPhone. The new iPhone will be called the iPhone 4. Not 4G, not HD, iPhone 4. Which really does make sense because it doesn't have 4G service on it, AT&T doesn't have that yet, and it doesn't really have HD quality everywhere on the device. So that really technically wouldn't make sense, and it wouldn't really go that well with the previous phone like 3G, 3GS. So let's get started. I'll be reading off my whole list, so I'll try to make this as quick as possible. And again, sorry if I look down, I'll get all my notes here. So first they listed some specs and some information. So the iPhone has 3 times more market share than Android, which is quite a lot. And for mobile browser usage in the United States, the iPhone has 58.2% and Android has 22.7%. So there's a big difference there. So again, the iPhone 4 was announced, and it does look the same as the leaks. Unfortunately, there was really nothing at all different that Gizmodo leaked. It was the exact same. So I guess if you've seen the Gizmodo leak, you'll know what the phone looks like. It comes in black and white. It's 24% thinner than the 3GS, which is quite a lot, and it is the thinnest smartphone on the planet. It's actually thinner than the Nexus 1. I think that was previously the thinnest one, but now the iPhone is the thinnest one on the planet, according to Apple. It's 9.33 millimeters thick. It has 2 mics on it for noise cancellation, and there's a little line on the side. It was like a little, hole. People thought maybe it was just there because it was a prototype, when people saw it on Gizmodo. That is for better antennas. It has Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS in it, and GSM. Stainless steel all around the device, so the sides that were all flat and you saw that were like stainless steel, that is for strength. It also has very strong glass, which is very good. It has 326 pixels per inch on the screen, anti-aliasing or aliasing, whatever you want to pronounce that, and retina display. This is a new feature on the iPhone 4. Basically this means when you look at the device, it looks a lot better. There aren't as many pixels. So he did a lot of comparing on the conference. He showed both devices. And if you look closely at the devices, on like text you can see pixelation on the 3GS. On the new one you really can't, so it does look a lot better. So applications look a lot better, pictures, everything does look a lot better with this new retina display feature. The display is 960 by 640. 3.5 inches is the display size. It has 800:1 contrast ratio, and basically new applications now will all look good once this new iPhone comes out. All the applications will look a lot better, but even previous applications that have already been made will look better. But even previous displays can be fixed, or previous applications can be fixed to look better. It has an A4 chip included, A4 processor, so it's going to be very fast. It's the same processor that the iPad right here has. It will have 7 hours of 3G talk, 6 hours web browsing on 3G, Wi-Fi browsing on Wi-Fi, 10 hours, video watching 10 hours, music 40 hours, and standby a whopping 300 hours. So the battery is a lot better. It has quad-band HSDPA 7.2 megabytes per second or megabits speed on the network. Dual mics for noise cancellation, 802.11n, wireless, GPS, compass, and an accelerometer, which we already have most of these things except for the dual mics. And they also added 3 gyroscopes, 3 gyros. And put that together with the GPS, the compass, and the accelerometer, they made 6-axis gaming. So if you don't already know, 6-axis gaming is a technology that's in the PlayStation 3 controller, so I think that's pretty cool that they gave that into the new iPhone. Then next, they have a new camera system, so they have a front-facing camera, like we already know. The back camera is 5 megapixels. He didn't really comment on if the front camera is 5 megapixels. He actually didn't say how much that is. So it also has 5 times digital zoom, tap to focus, LED flash, which is very good for nighttime picture taking. 720p HD video at 30 frames per second, which is going to be very amazing, so you can shoot 720p HD videos. It's going to be very cool. And they even have an application coming out for this new iPhone called iMovie. It will cost $4.99, and you'll be able to edit your movies with a lot more effects, and it'll be very nice. You can add photos to your videos, geolocation, themes, all kinds of things. So the next thing they covered in the iPhone is iPhone OS 4. So we mostly already know what iPhone OS 4 is, but if you don't, let's go over it. So first they named iPhone OS, they renamed it to iOS 4, which you may like it, you may not. It's kind of, it'll grow on you. So it's iOS 4 now, instead of iPhone OS, makes it shorter, makes it a lot easier. It has multitasking, and they made it so that it doesn't kill your batteries fast, so that's very good. Folders, we already know about that. You can put lots of applications into one folder, and you can basically have less app screens, easier to find things. You can have unified mailboxes in the mail application. You can have threaded conversations, which makes it easier to find replies to other emails. Deeper enterprise support, so more support for enterprise applications and email. Enhanced camera and photo applications, so you got your Retina display integration, and Bing is being added to the search engines. It's not the default. As far as I know, Google is still the default. You can switch to Bing on your phone if you want when this comes out. And it will be available June 21st for free on most devices, except for the iPod Touch first generation, I believe. Other than that, I think it'll be free. Now, the next thing in there is books. In the iPhone OS will have a PDF reader, which also the iPad version will have a PDF reader included in iBooks. So the iPhone will be getting iBooks, and it will have, it'll be the same thing, but it will have a PDF reader also included. So the next thing is iAds. iAds will be built into iOS 4, and Apple will sell and host the advertisements. And the ads keep the user in the application while you're running it, so the ad will come up and it won't actually leave the application the person is in. These will be interactive advertisements, most of them, and 60% of revenue will go to developers, so that will be a lot. Now let's go over video conferencing with the front-facing camera. It has been announced. So it will be called FaceTime, which is what they decided to call it. You'll have to be on Wi-Fi for this, you can't use 3G. But it does make sense because you only have a 2 gig cap now on AT&T. So it'll only be iPhone 4 to iPhone 4. Basically, you have to call someone who also has a 4th gen iPhone. And it will be Wi-Fi only. So basically, at the conference, it said Wi-Fi only until 2010, until the end. So does that mean that after 2010 there'll be a new carrier? We don't know. We'll have to see. You'll be able to do video conferencing in portrait and landscape. You'll be able to have a front and rear camera, or there will be a front and rear camera, and you can switch to the rear one if you want to. You can switch back and forth. There won't be any setup required. You won't have to set up any kind of accounts or anything. This device, the iPhone, will come in black and white, like I said before. It'll cost $199 for the 16 gig, and for the 32 gig, $299. So they decided to stay with the original prices. It'll have a June 24th release with a June 15th pre-order date. You can start pre-ordering on June 15th. On the launch date, it'll ship in more than 5 countries, and in July, it'll start shipping in more than 18 countries. So, an iPhone OS 4, like I said, will be available on June 21st. So this is all the news we heard from Apple Keynote, WWDC 2010. There was some information about how many apps have been downloaded, but I'm not going to go over this in this video. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.